There's something about a new semester that kind of feels like a second shot at the new year. It's another chance to reset, refocus, and really build on those intentions I set back at the beginning of January. So in this video, I thought I would bring you along and show you the habits that I'm trying to focus on this semester. Even though I'm technically a few weeks into my winter semester, I feel like I'm still figuring out how to keep up with my healthy and productive habits now that the semester has started. It's actually Wednesday right now. I only have classes on Monday and Tuesdays afternoon. However, I do start my internship tomorrow, which is going to be a whole other aspect of this routine that I'm going to have to figure out. I still don't have a set schedule yet, but I told them I'm available from Wednesday to Fridays because I don't have any classes on any of those days. So I guess we'll see how that goes. That said, even though I don't have any classes today, I'm still trying to keep up with the same morning routine and trying to wake up at the same time every day. Right now that's 7:30. Maybe I'll like move it up to 7 a.m. eventually, but to be honest, I don't know why I've just been waking up so tired in the mornings, even though I go to bed early. Nonetheless, I did my morning routine. I've been journaling, making my bed, and I also took my vitamins. I'm also trying to drink more water because I have noticed I've just been very dehydrated these past few weeks and I always forget to drink water, and I just want to look after my health and like take care of my body. Speaking of which, even though it's the last thing I want to do right now, I think I'm gonna get into some workout clothes and start my day with some movement. When I tell you it's the last thing I want to do, I'm really not exaggerating. Like, I do not feel like working out whatsoever right now, but I know I'll feel so much better. And I've been feeling really low energy in the mornings, so I feel like a good way to combat that is just by getting my body moving before my brain is even fully awake. Because obviously working out gives you endorphins, it gives you energy, and there's all the science behind it, so there's no reason as to why I shouldn't be doing it. And again, because I was sick this past week, I feel like I haven't really been prioritizing working out as much, but now that I'm starting to feel better, I want to get back into it. I actually went to Pilates yesterday morning and it was my first time going in a week and a half. And when I tell you, it humbled me, I mean it. Obviously the moves that we were doing were challenging, like it was a very technical class, the one I went to, so I felt a bit rusty, but at the same time I also feel like I was taking so many breaks because I haven't worked out in a while. And I know I could have pushed myself a little bit harder, I was just taking the easy route. So I feel like a part of getting back into working out for me is also, weirdly enough, getting back into being disciplined and like pushing myself. I do think it's nice to challenge yourself and kind of push yourself within your own limits, obviously. But anyways, first thing on my to-do list is to work out. Besides working out more regularly, another thing I want to prioritize is getting ready for the day. As you can see, regardless of whether or not I have classes, being intentional about getting ready always puts me in the right mindset to get my day started. This is also an opportunity for me to listen to music and overall just ease into my day once I'm done doing my morning routine. On this day, I actually made plans to meet up with my friend Melina for coffee, as you'll see in a moment. Even though I am a homebody at heart, making plans and giving myself a reason to leave the house during the day makes the time I spend at home so much more worth it and enjoyable. So that is another thing I'm trying to incorporate into my routine this semester. Going out for a study date or making plans with friends, just getting outside, especially in the winter, is so much more difficult for me. But I know it makes me feel better and it just kind of regulates my mood and routine throughout the week, so that's why it's so important.
Thoughts on that coffee shop? Wonderful, fabulous. I said the coffee shop now. Also wonderful and fabulous. I'm kind of amazed at how cozy it was, because it's really, really bright outside, and there's a lot of factors. Very dim, cozy, warm.
currently 4:44, make a wish. And I just got home. I grabbed coffee with my friend this afternoon, and I also took advantage of the fact that I was out of the house to go to the library and catch up on a few readings. I say this all the time, but I feel like because I have so few classes this semester, it's easy for me to just stay home and not leave the house. So I've really been trying to make it like a conscious effort to schedule out activities for myself, even if it's just going to the library, because I also feel like the fact that I'm taking so few classes obviously means I have a lighter workload, and then when there's no pressure, it's kind of easier for me to just leave things until the last minute. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's easy for me to be more productive when I have a lot of things going on, because I have a lot to juggle, and it just makes it so that I have to be really efficient with my time. Whereas when I have a lot of free time, obviously it's easier for me to just scroll and not use that free time wisely. But I am trying so badly not to be on my phone and not to be staring at a screen all day. As I mentioned earlier, I have my internship starting tomorrow, so I'm very excited for that, but it's going to be an early start, so I want to make sure I am going to bed early, doing my whole night routine tonight. And until then, it would be easy for me to just like sit in front of the TV and not do anything, but I have a few computer tasks to catch up on. My main priority is actually I need to start looking at courses for study abroad. If you didn't know, I'm planning on studying abroad this fall, and I haven't told you guys where I'm going yet because I don't want to jinx it until everything is confirmed. But I am so excited, and I might have mentioned this before, but at this point I'm just like, take me anywhere. I want to travel. I want to just go see some new places, so I'm really excited for that. Aside from that, this evening I think I'm also going to try to sit down and get a little bit of editing done. To be honest, I feel like I'm constantly trying to figure out a good editing routine and workflow for me. You know, regardless of whether or not I'm busy with the semester, editing is always just so time consuming that usually I like to sit down and get my editing done in blocks almost. I don't necessarily edit an entire video in like one sitting because that's kind of intense, but usually when I open up Final Cut Pro to edit, I'm at least working for a few hours. Having a set upload date at least makes things a little bit easier because it gives me kind of a deadline, but I kind of want to try to edit my videos as I film them. So for example, tonight I can already edit all the footage I filmed today, even though that might not be that much footage. I feel like even just sitting down and importing all the footage and organizing it into a timeline already gives me one less thing to worry about later. So gonna do that today, gonna do my course selection, or at least try to start research on that, and gonna have an early night. I think those are all of my updates for now. I also want to read tonight. I think like 400 pages into A Court of Mist and Fury, and I think it has around 600 pages total. I don't think I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I do love to binge read it, and I feel like lately all I've really gotten to do is read it on my commute here and there, so I'm excited to sit down and read a few dozen pages tonight. I'm most likely going to change into sweatpants and have a bit of a snack, chill for a while, and then I'll get started on those tasks. Happy Friday. It's currently 10:52 and I have a lot of updates to give you. However, I also have to leave for a workout class pretty soon. I didn't end up vlogging yesterday, but it was my first day doing my internship. Obviously, I didn't film anything and I don't even know how much I can really say about it, but I'm doing a producing internship. So I'm interning at a production company here in Montreal and basically helping out on their projects, but mostly just learning the ropes of producing. Yesterday was mostly onboarding stuff, so I just got to know the different projects that they're producing right now. I read some pitch decks and some scripts, which was very interesting, and then I also sent a few emails because that's a lot of what producers do, is just contact people and like get logistics figured out. But I'm honestly so excited and I love the people I'm working with, and I'm kind of fangirling a little bit because I've wanted to do a producing internship for a while and just wanted to have more hands-on experience, so it's so exciting that it's finally happening. If I'm being completely honest, I was also getting kind of bored of only having 2 classes per week and nothing really going on outside of that, so I'm really excited because this gives me something else to do and look forward to. That was from 9 to 5 yesterday, and now this morning I just had a call from 9:30 to 10:30 and I've gotten ready really quickly and had some breakfast because I'm heading out of the house now to go do a workout class. At the beginning of the semester, my friend Krista and I were talking about like our goals and what we want to do and how we want a routine to look like, and we both decided to book the same workout class on Fridays, and then afterwards we would use that time and opportunity to just like get together and work, catch up, and have like a study date. So that's been really fun because it gives me something to look forward to at the end of the week, and honestly I feel like booking workout classes with friends is so much more fun. However, she did text me last night saying she won't be able to make it today, and for a minute I really considered just canceling the workout class and staying home instead, but we're not doing that. My goal for the week is literally to work out more, so I feel like booking workout classes for me is the easiest way to do that, even if that means I have to leave the house and commute for a workout class that really only lasts 45 minutes to an hour. But it's a good workout. It's a hot bar class, so it's kind of similar to Pilates, just a bit more cardio focused, I guess. It's very high energy and I know it'll give me energy as well, so that's what I need. And then the plan after that is I'm probably gonna come back home. I want to update my Notion template and kind of show it to you guys because I've gotten a few requests to do that. Those are my updates. I'm gonna grab my yoga mat because I refuse to pay the $3 mat rental fee, even if it means I have to carry my yoga mat around all day, and get all my stuff ready, and I will see you guys once I'm at bar. The next day, but as promised, I want to end off this video by giving you a quick tour of my Notion. I'm going to focus specifically on my university dashboard, but let me know if you want to see a tour of my entire Notion. I did make one a few years ago, I think, and my template is available. I made a few changes, but if you want to go see that, I can link it down below. But anyways, for the time being, here's what my university dashboard looks like. I made this little mood board for the spring semester that I put as a header just to have a pop of color. I don't like having too much information. I like it being pretty simple and straight to the point with all the info that I really need. So on the left here, I have this section where you can put your student ID. Even though I'm in my 3rd year of university by now, for some reason, my student ID just hasn't made it yet to my long-term memory. So I like to usually put mine here. And then below that, I just have some easy to access links that I often have to check out for uni. So for example, like my Moodle is where all of my assignments have to be posted. I also have my study abroad page, but we will get to that in a minute. For some reason, I don't know why this widget isn't loading. But I usually have a countdown to the end of the semester here. I'll have to look into that and why it's not working, but it's always nice to see that and motivating throughout the semester to see it go down. And then lastly, on this left hand side, I also have this little call out section with a few reminders of things I can do when I feel burnt out. I don't remember when I added this to my Notion template, but anyways, I've just kept it there ever since. I feel like it's a good way to fill up the space and it's a good reminder. Now moving on to what I probably use the most on my university dashboard, which is my class overview. I've changed this to a gallery view. That way I can add like cute little covers and it's a bit more aesthetically pleasing, because before I just had my classes listed off as different pages, but I like having them all like kind of laid out visually this way. I'm actually not even enrolled in this romantic comedies class currently. I had to drop it unfortunately because of my schedule this semester and because I had to save some credits, but anyways, I've just kept it there from my first week of uni. And as you can see, when you open up the page, you have all, normally when this is filled out, you'd have all the information specific to that course, a little to-do list for reminders, and then below I have a filtered view of my big assignments database. This is a different page, but if you click it, you can see all of my assignments for all of my classes. As you can see, it looks pretty empty because I have a very chill schedule this semester, but normally I would have all of my classes listed here, and then I can filter it by whether it's like homework, a presentation, essay, whatever it might be. You can also look at it in a calendar view, and normally once I finish something, let's say this is done, it should disappear. So that's always satisfying to see it go down as the semester progresses. I link that database all around my university dashboard. I feel like it's pretty handy. And as you can see here, if I create a new assignment, it'll be filtered to only show assignments for the specific class I'm on. Otherwise it would disappear. And for my Netflix class, it's like the only class I really have assignments and I have to take notes for. So I keep my notes on Notion. I usually am more of a Google Doc kind of girl, but for some reason this semester I decided to write them on Notion. Sometimes I like to take notes on the different readings that we do, so I like to keep them here for easy access because we also sometimes have to do like reading responses, and it's just nice to have quotes and kind of a summary handy here. And then I also have my weekly notes that are pretty generic. But let's say I was creating a new page for week 5 and I click this button here that says new week, it'll automatically insert this template that I like to follow for my weekly readings, which is just like a heading, and then I can also link my different readings for that week. For example, here's like a week of notes filled out. I also made a page for my internship, but on here I pretty much just have a link to the Google Sheets I use to track my internship hours. And if I have any notes or things I'm working on for my internship, I can just put them there. And then below that, last but not least, I have my assignment overview, which again is a filtered view of my assignment tracker, but only for the things I have coming up in the next week, so in the next 7 days. And I have the option of seeing my weekly deadlines here in this table view, or I can also switch to the calendar tab and I will see it a lot more visually per month. I love how February is like a perfect square. Someone pointed that out to me and it's very satisfying. Oh, there we go. My widget is back, but I don't know why it wasn't working. That is what my university page looks like. And lastly, I will quickly go over my study abroad page. The main thing on here that stands out, as you can see in blue, is my upcoming to-do list. So for example, right now I have to do my course selection by next Sunday. So I also have this notification, I think a week prior. Yeah, that's gonna remind me. I broke it down into the different steps, and then I also have this very vague list of things I need to eventually do once I'm approved at my host university, which is like apply for residence, get my visa, and whatnot. This will become more specific as I obviously get further along the process, because for a lot of things I'm still getting the information as I go. At the top of this page, as you can see, I have also a link to another page which has all the information that I needed for my application. Pretty similar structure. I just have like to-do list, and then below I made this study abroad tracker when I was deciding where to apply. This is not sponsored, but the great thing about Notion is now you can also just ask your AI chat to like make a database for you. So I just basically told it to create a database for me that would help me track the different schools I was looking into and then compare them based on the city or country, the price of housing, and then I also had to write down different courses I could take while I was there, so I had a column for that. And lastly, I could check on the status of my application as well as its ranking. I'm probably gonna blur this out because again, I want to keep it a surprise of where I'm going until it's fully confirmed, but You get the idea. Last but not least, going back to my main page right below my to-do list, I have this database to help me decide on courses. This is like the last step and last thing I need to do before my application can officially be approved. So right now I just have all the information about the courses I could potentially take. I need to also have like a description of the classes and look into how many credits it's equivalent to in the Canadian credit system. And once again, I have to rank them by most to least interested, so I also have a column for that. That is pretty much what my study abroad tracker and my overall university dashboard looks like. Once again, let me know if you want to see like a tour of my entire Notion, because I can definitely do that in another video and create another template for you. I will try to link a template specifically to my university dashboard so you can download it and make it your own if you're interested. If you're not a frequent Notion user, this probably all looks kind of complicated, but I promise once you get the gist of it, it's so easy and actually pretty straightforward. For the few people that were asking, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my Notion. That is where I'm gonna wrap up today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this glimpse into the routines and habits I'm trying to stay consistent with, and make sure to comment down below what your goals are for this semester. There will be more uni content to come. I'd love to eventually bring you along with me for my lectures, studying, and internship updates. Also, stay tuned for study abroad updates that should come soon. And as always, feel free to let me know if there's anything specific you want to see from me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night and a great semester, and I will talk to you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!